Guys, Colin Trevorrow has finally revealed some more information about Jurassic World Dominion, and I'm excited. Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signore, and director Colin Trevorrow. I believe he's out with something to prove, and I believe Jurassic World Dominion is going to be a lot of fun. And today they announced that in front of Fast and the Furious 9, there will be a special extended preview for Jurassic World Dominion only in IMAX. This will be the first official footage we get to see, and I can now tell you what that footage will entail. We also have some more information from Colin Trevorrow based on an Empire interview he just dropped minutes ago, but here was the first poster we got. It all started here. And yes, we are going back, an origin story of the T-Rex. That's right. This apparently is the mosquito that eventually gets caught in amber that we pulled the DNA from to get the T-Rex that we know and love. And Colin Trevorrow wanted to go back and see the T-Rex in its prime, the DNA of the T-Rex and the creature it came from, the real life version. He wanted to go explore that world, and the trailer, the extended preview that we're going to see, if you guys see it with Fast 9, is going to show a lot of that. We also get the first image. It's the first official image from the film. Not production stills or anything else, but here's a dinosaur. I think I know what it is. Let's break it down. All of this will be explained further through Colin Trevorrow and Empire's breakdown of what they what's going to be revealed in this trailer. So here we go. So basically, yes, they're going to a flashback. And so this will be a 5-minute preview playing before only IMAX screenings of Fast and Furious 9. It starts with an epic flashback to a prehistoric times, teeming with all manner of toothy, scaly beasties, plus a buzzing DNA-extracting mosquito or two. After a fierce showdown between a T-Rex and an enormous debuting dino, the Gigantosaurus, it cuts to modern day, and a sequence in which a drive-in cinema is under assault by the Rex we know from previous movies, with a military helicopter in hot pursuit. It's the kind of huge, kinetic spectacle we've been missing, and we spoke to Trevorrow over Zoom about how this came to be. Now, before I break down, we get into the interview, the Gigantosaurus sounds kind of like, well, that sounds stupid and silly, but no, this is a real dino that was more discovered, I guess, more recently, and they've found more information. It doesn't look like it's as big as the T-Rex, and from what I've gathered, I'm no dinosaur expert by any stretch of the imagination, but it didn't live anywhere near, it was in South America, different time period from 99.697 MYA versus Tyrannosaurus Rex, which was in North America and Mongolia from 67 to 65. So who knows? But it looks like it could be a little bit bigger, and this is clearly a giant version of the Gigantosaurus that they're speaking about. So here's Trevorrow speaking more about it. The series has never gone back in time like this before. Why did you decide to do that? It's always been part of the story I really wanted to tell, not just an origin story for the T-Rex that we love, but to really put into visual terms the story that we've been told for 30 years about how dinosaurs were made from DNA, fossils, and amber. Sometimes we put human face on things. I wanted to put a dinosaur's face on things and see what really actually went down. And now, canonically, we know that dinosaurs that we love, the T-Rex, was brutally murdered by the Gigantosaurus, and that's part of the story we're telling for the film. Well, there you go. We're going to see the T-Rex get killed by this Gigantosaurus in the opening. It's quite hypnotic watching the dinosaurs just doing their thing without humans around. Can you talk to us about some of the creatures in that sequence? Well, we started with the Dreadnoughts, which was discovered not long ago, those bones. And it's one of the great things about being able to rip dinosaurs from the headlines that we're able to see something exciting and do some research on it and then build a model and put it in the movies. Before I get to the next one, I want to show you that one. So the Dreadnoughtosaurus was gigantic sauropod dinosaur that they found recent bones of. And so this is really cool because this was 2014. So now they're like going back and doing the homework and checking out the headlines to see which of these dinos, these new finds, discoveries, etc., can be brought into the world. And so here's an image of this massive, huge, with a body the size of a house, the weight of a herd of elephants, and a weaponized tail. Dreadnoughts would have feared nothing. It evokes me a class of turn of the last century battleships called the Dreadnoughts, which were huge, thickly clad, and virtually impervious. So this is a huge, strong dinosaur that we are going to see in Dominion, which is exciting. On top of that, man, good luck trying to get me to say that right. The Quetzalcoatlus, sorry, which you've never seen before. It's much bigger than a That's the new name for pterodactyl. Pterodactyl. I'm awful with names. Make fun of me in the comments, please. While you're doing it, just hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for all alerts, smash that like button, and then leave a comment on how bad I am with dinosaur names, please, because engagement helps. But back to the video. So we see this. I'm going to call it the Questla. The Questla basically lands, and you see all these other pterodons at its feet like birds, and you realize how big the thing is. And then we have our first feathered dinosaur, the Auroraraptor. I feel like there's going to be a bit of a headline for those who care about paleontological accuracy. Another one with feathers, which is the one in the picture, is the Moros interpretus. The one showed up that one showed up about 2 years ago. Probably popped up in your feed that people found a tiny T-Rex like feathered dinosaur, and that was done on the quickest turnarounds that we've had from a discovery to putting it on screen. And it looks like that's what that one is. When I look this up and see, that's the dinosaur in question. Some say it's the size of the deer or smaller, but it can climb up trees, and it's sort of like a tiny little feathered version of a T-Rex. It looks like to me I'm assuming what this is. And so we're seeing our first of the, what are they calling this one? The Myros interpretus. And so on top of that, the Auroraraptor is the Auroraraptor there's a lot of versions of what this could be, so we'll see what this one ultimately looks like. But yeah, there was talk of Jurassic Park alluded to this too, that the dinosaurs actually had feathers. So to be able to go back and actually finally see some dinosaurs with feathers in a Jurassic Park movie, will be kind of a big deal historically, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So get ready to see one of those as well. And then as for there's other versions of the Auroraraptor that you can see here if you Google it. They carry eggs, definitely more bird-like in a lot of the sort of the illustrations and things that you can find about it, but not that big from the scales I've seen. So I like this, though. I love that they were just pulling from the headlines of, like, what other dinosaurs can we grab? Apparently, they also shot a lot of it on location. It's all location. We managed to get footage from the island of Scotora, which is in the Indian Ocean and has not been filmed much at all. And we put all our dinosaurs into it, and I love that the environment has plants and trees and flowers unlike anywhere else in the world. I've been fascinated with it for a long time. The idea that we're able to put the oldest creatures known in a place that feels like the oldest part of the planet was fascinating to me. And indeed, I was unaware of this place, but look how gorgeous this stuff is. These trees, this location really does feel like something out of, wow, what is this? Some sort of new world, some old world, some etc. But this isn't made up. These like cool mushroom trees are real deal. This is a real place, Scottra Islands. And when you look at this stuff, I gotta say it, cool, good call on him. Look at these mountain tops and stuff back there. This is gonna be so cool and picturesque, and all live locations. So he knows what we want, man. He wants practical effects as much as we can, live locations. Good on him. I mean, this place looks cool as hell. So if you go Google around Scotara, you'll see for yourself, like, man, what a crazy cool place with stuff you haven't seen before. So I'm all for it. Desert, mountains, and water. Look at that. Gorgeous. To see that they're going to put like the dinosaurs running around through these trees and stuff. I'm all for it. So good on him. So they did all that. Was there something else that you shot right at the beginning before we got to the human stuff? We actually was ready to go last summer. The whole sequence had been storyboarded out by Glenn McIntosh, who played Blue in the first movie and has been our animator throughout. Glenn moved on from ILM, but we really wanted him to be involved, so we designed the sequence together. He's probably the biggest dinosaur nerd in the world. He won't mind if I call him that. He loves them so much, and he got the opportunity that I think all dinosaur fans would want, which is to recreate what life would be like in the Cretaceous, and he really went for it. So the drive-in scene they're talking about, where they wrecked the drive-in theater, cinema happens to be showing a double bill of American Graffiti and Flash Gordon. One is a bit of a shout-out, I guess, to Bryce Dallas Howard's dad and also to George Lucas. What we didn't realize at the time was having a drive-in with vintage movies was going to be what we actually were doing the following year. So it turned into this weird life-imitating art thing where suddenly the T-Rex was going to destroy the drive-ins we've all been spending our time in while waiting for theaters to open. They asked, let's sound kind of like Gremlins. It's funny, yeah, initially our Emily Carmichael, co-writer, talked about attacking an actual movie theater, and then we just couldn't figure out how to get the dinosaur in there. It couldn't be like the first movie where she just appears from out of frame. No one's going to buy that. It's true. And so we connected into the movie story the idea that there would be a rural drive-in at the theater at the edge of this national park where the T-Rex has been hanging out. Those do exist, so that's a good call. And so the T-Rex has been hanging out and now is on the run from the cops. basically it all came together. So now we're getting a little bit more inside of the plot. These dinosaurs have been out in the world causing havoc, and yes, a version of that. We are what people are seeing here is unique to this preview, but there will certainly be elements of this in the movie. Where are you with the film now? We're pretty far along. We actually just screened it today for some close friends and family. Then the sound mix to finish it up. How did the delay affect you? Well, a couple of things from a filmmaking standpoint. Normally, because we're always cramped and trying to make the release date, especially in some of the territories we're releasing earlier, we're finishing visual effects while we're mixing sound and right after we do the score. This time we actually got to do all those things separately and on their own time, especially the sound mix, which will be completely done with visual effects when we're mixing sound. So it's just a very humane way to make a movie. I wish I could do it this way all the time. It's definitely taken a bit of the intensity out of the process like it normally is. If there's only one thing about the movie that you're particularly excited about, now it's kind of all in front of you. I'm just really into the story. This is a very different kind of Jurassic movie. There's a lot of action and a lot of adventure, yes. But the way we bring these characters together and the effect they have on each other and how their stories collide, a movie where they're drawing closer and closer together, it's just very exciting for me. Structurally, it's cool. It's different. It's just very satisfying to see all of our favorites back on screen together. There's the preview. Man, I got to say, I'm so excited. Look at this. I'm so excited. I got to get it. Bam. There's my T-Rex. Where I have all my, are they up here? I thought I had it up there, so I'm not going to go up there. But look at this, guys. Ah! This is the coolest toy. They've made making the coolest Jurassic Park toys. Look, I can't wait. I'm excited. Are you guys excited? Does this get you more excited? I want to hear your thoughts in the comments. Also, I want to thank today's sponsor. I'll be talking about this on the live streams as well. But guys, speaking of adventure in action, the 4K, as well as there's a Blu-ray version and a 4K version, which comes with digital, full 4-movie collection, even though there's really only 3 movies, of the Indiana Jones collection is also available, guys. So go get your hand on that. Speaking of Lucas Spielberg. Guys, we're in for a lot of fun, I think, with this movie. I'm curious what you think, though. Tell me down below. Let me know what you think. Thanks so much for watching, and make sure to check out my review of Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard and all my other movie reviews over on Movie World. I'm going to put that logo here as well. So check out Movie World to see my reviews, my latest reviews, or check out these videos as well. Thank you guys so much for watching here on Popcorned Planet.